What's going on, everybody? C4 here today, kind of getting a take in on one of the most popular news stories, clickbaity nonsense that's going on this week, but it definitely is worth talking about, which is all of the rumors surrounding Calvin Johnson. First of all, let's thank, rest in peace, Dorial Green Beckham for being the base of this video, because let's be honest, still pretty much same height, weight as Calvin Johnson. Yeah, everyone's saying it's Calvin Johnson coming out of retirement. There's been lots of news. I mean, he hasn't gone away quietly since his retirement from the Detroit Lions. I mean, history has an odd way of repeating itself. A superstar leaving in their prime, like, what, 20 years ago was Barry Sanders. Now it is Calvin Johnson that did it a couple seasons ago. And more is coming up about the retirement, that he was just unbelievably frustrated with the fact that the Lions never looked like they're going to be able to get over that hump. And he wasn't going to continue to take a big toll on his body for a team that didn't seemingly was going to be able to win. So because you see that as the reasoning behind why he retired, everyone pretty much knew that was the reason anyways. Now they know that he wants to win. There's plenty of news things with the Marshawn Lynch coming out from Seattle, going to the Raiders, that, this could be the next player in line that decides to come out of retirement because his intentions have been made public that he just wanted to win a Super Bowl. And how that works, it's gonna, I don't think anything's gonna happen. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I don't think anything is gonna happen, but why not take that within the realm of Madden? So we've done ourselves and created Calvin Johnson, Megatron himself, in my opinion, the most talented wide receiver, along with Randy Moss, I have ever seen play the game of football. And this kind of correlates here into Madden 18, because I remember back in the day when Madden was fun with the free agents, if a guy was considered retired, he was still available in the free agent pool. And I think for Madden 18, Calvin Johnson's name certainly should be there, especially with all the rumors. What is the point of just not including him? Why make it more enjoyable to have the free agent list to be guys that just recently retired, so that you can try to maybe lure them out of retirement? Guys like Pat McAfee, guys like who else retired, like Pot Roast, Terrence Knighton. You should be able to bring those guys back, because there is a feature within the connected franchise mode to bring a retired player and bring them back. It's a dev trait you can get for your coaches, so why not have that ability here and put in some superstars that are certainly going to be fun additions to your team. So we have Calvin Johnson, and there are rumors that he is going to want to come out. I mean, he's a wide receiver coach. I think he's trialing with the Oakland Raiders, and that is probably what the prime destination they're seeing, because they are gearing up for a short window, high opportunity couple years before they move to Las Vegas, as shown by the Marshawn Lynch signing. I don't know from a cap standpoint if the Calvin Johnson acquisition will ever happen, but we have Calvin Johnson here. So we have the Lions. I think what's going to be best for the Lions is to release him. He clearly doesn't want to be in Detroit, even though, oddly enough, the year after he left, they did go to the playoffs, which was very surprising. I mean, you can look at a team like the Patriots. I mean, at wide receiver, they're absolutely set, but if he wants to come back for just a Super Bowl push, I think the Patriots might make some sense. If they can work around the cap thing. Raiders are probably the most popular option here, I would say. They're definitely the team that's showing their intention that they want to do anything to win within the next, I would say, 2 seasons. You could look at maybe a team like the Saints, who want to try to do everything to win now while they have Drew Brees, plus a very, probably the best wide receiver friendly offense that he could potentially go to. I mean, outside of that, I don't think there's a lot of teams that may interest him. The Chiefs, I mean, they're wide receiver playmaker away, but again, it's not so much of a sure thing. Plus, not maybe a wide receiver friendly offense, and for him, and for really anybody that's ever stepped through there. Eagles, oh yeah, put him on the Eagles. Yeah, let's put him on the Eagles. Later Falcons, from a cap standpoint, teams like the Niners and Browns, but he'd never come back. So what we're going to do here, just for fun, because we got to talk about Calvin Johnson, is we're just going to put him on the Raiders. Can we even put him on the Raiders? We can. We can actually sign him to the Raiders, so that's what we'll do here. Because that's the team that everyone, I mean, I saw on my phone today, it was from The Score, if you guys have The Score app. They're like, oh my God, teams that should try to lure Calvin Johnson out of retirement, and that was it. The Raiders were the key one. I mean, there was a Patriots show for the Patriots now with Brandon Cooks and all that. They may not go down that direction. And the Patriots are, trust me, Patriots are never a team that are going to be in a win-now mode. They think they have Brady for the foreseeable future. So let's just, for shits and giggles, because we want to see it in Madden 18, Calvin Johnson, an available free agent, going with the likelihood that he will sign with the Raiders. Let's see what happens with a full sim with Marshawn and Megatron So here we are right before our little simulation takes place, and we know that the Raiders are going to be legit as hell next year. You got the offensive line, Karen Church. You now have Jared Cook on the offense. We brought back 90 overall beast mode Marshawn Lynch, and using the last stats that Calvin Johnson had, which was in Madden 16. He was a 95 because the ratings have changed a little bit. He's only a 93. Having Calvin Johnson, Michael Crabtree, and Amari Cooper as the weapons for Derek Carr on the outside. This is going to be, you know, one hell of a sim. It's cheese, let's be honest. It's going to be pretty damn cheese. And their defense, especially the middle linebackers, are a little bit away from everywhere else, catching up to the rest of the talent. But, oh, man, this is going to be, I think this is going to be pretty damn dank memes. Am I talking like the cool kids? Let's go right through the simulation, see how the year pans out for the Raiders. So here are the final season stats from Calvin Johnson here in our little sim. I will say the Raiders did make the playoffs 7-9, but I mean, that's Madden 17 is pretty much done. It's pretty bullshit, so let's not take that for realistic. So 70 catches, 1,000 yards, 5 touchdowns for Megatron. Just looking at Marshawn, he had one hell of a year, 1,400 yards and 14 touchdowns as well. But the sim, we all know, likes to just run the ball, pound the ball down their throat. But this all comes back to two things. One, obviously the Calvin Johnson news, which ultimately, in my opinion, I don't think anything is going to happen. It's just, you know, the dire months of football. Things are getting ready for training camp. They need something to talk about, so they're making more of this than what it needs to be. And they're making just, you know, the Marshawn Lynch retirement stuff, the connections with the Raiders, and now Calvin Johnson's affiliation with the Raiders. But, yeah, I'm going to put my money on nothing's going to happen. I wish I could get my girlfriend, she's out right now, as she is a Detroit Lions fan, to see her opinion on Calvin Johnson. Perhaps if he does return, not coming back in a Detroit Lions uniform. But the second part is more so looking towards Madden 18 and how they should handle recent retired players. I remember in years past, they would constantly have them in the free agent pool, and you could use them and make impact signings and still relive, you know, what ifs, because some of these players that have retired may come out for retirement for a certain specific team. So hopefully, you know, I mean, don't get our hopes up. They're not doing shit all for connected franchise mode, but putting in a guy like Calvin Johnson, I mean, just imagine Marshawn Lynch as a free agent last year. It would have been so unique, so fun, so many different ways you could have used them for different ideas in connected franchise mode. So why really, you know, hinder that by just not including the players? You leave it up to the user to make them available. If you really want, you sign them, make them a punter, and make them undraftable. But have the option there, so you don't have to take a bitch-ass scrub like DGB and modify him into Calvin Johnson. Come on, Madden 18. Put Megatron in the free agents list. You know you want to do it. Till next time, though, we had this little simulation, didn't work out. It's C4 saying subscribe. This is your first time stopping by. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about this whole entire Megatron saga, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.